In today's world, when the gap between rich and poor is ever increasing, charkha becomes even more relevant than in any other time, using which the people in extreme penury can become self-reliant and self-dependent in terms of clothes. So today we will try to learn um, uh, the mechanism of charkha and how to operate it. Here in front of me is a charkha. This is known as the Yarwada charkha. This was designed by Mahatma Gandhi, in fact invented by Mahatma Gandhi, and this was a much simpler model than other charkhas prevalent during that time, and this was also cheaper. So Mahatma Gandhi had designed it in Yarwada jail, so this is known as Yarwada charkha. Yarwada jail is in Pune. So this charkha has wheels. These are the wheels, and we will learn right from the start. So I am removing this apparatus. So this is a rope which drives the smaller wheel. This is the driving wheel. This is the driven wheel, and this rope helps driving the driven wheel. So these are the wheels. This is the bigger wheel. This can be inserted here, and once in a while we need to put oil here so that the friction is less. And I am just putting this wheel here, and this is the smaller wheel which has the rope on this notch over here, and so let us put the rope over here. So once we fit the rope here, we hold it tightly and then turn it and then put it in its right place. And this rope, for it to be tight, is a little short, so this cannot go over the wheel directly, and this has to go over the wheel slowly from one side. So from one side we start, and while rotating the bigger wheel slowly, we put the rope over the bigger wheel, and this apparatus has started functioning. The Yarwada charkha also has a box which contains this apparatus, which in fact is used to twist the cotton and make the thread. This is a small thread which goes over the smaller wheel and spins this particular apparatus, and this is made by this same charkha. So what we need to do is we sit closer to the bigger wheel, beside the bigger wheel, and we hold this thread by putting it on the smaller wheel, and we hold it outstretched by right hand, and then we take this apparatus, and on this particular notch we take this particular notch towards the left side of this thread from bottom, and the right side of this thread goes over the notch and comes back here. This is important because this apparatus needs to turn in the right direction when you move it clockwise. And then we put it on this apparatus. This is the spindle apparatus. This whole apparatus is known as the spindle apparatus, and this has these two notches where this metal fixes itself, and this also has some green green threads to avoid friction between this metal and the wood, and these notches also can be oiled frequently to prevent friction. So usually while starting any this process of making threads using this charkha or spinning wheel, we need to have some thread at the start. We can use mill prepared thread or any other thread. In fact, we can also directly start the thread with this cotton, but it is a little difficult process. So initially while learning, we should start with some thread already present. So it can be as little as a meter or so, or even less than that, half a meter maybe. So so what we basically do is take out some of this thread, and then basically we turn this wheel over here, and the thread is wound up on this metal, and then we hold this cotton along with the thread with the help of the thumb. Now what we do is we go on turning this and go on pulling this. Go on turning the wheel from with the right hand and go on pulling the cotton with the left hand. The reason why this works is that first of all, the reason why we need to hold this in a slanting direction is that we don't want to roll the thread on the spindle. But by holding in the slanting direction, what happens is that the corner of this metal repeatedly goes over this thread like this again and again, and goes on twisting the thread. So what we are currently doing is we are twisting this thread more and more. So the way twisting helps is that twisting creates new thread, and the reason why this thread becomes attached with this cotton is that when it becomes twisted, it twists along with it the fiber of this cotton. So when we hold it, so suppose I have broken this, and when we hold it like this, and when we twist it, this thread takes the cotton along with it, and so becomes attached to it like this. Now once sufficient length of thread has come out, what we do is we hold the thread over here. Now this thread is not perfect, it has just been twisted a little. Now we hold it here and we twist it much more. The reason for this in fact makes this stronger. The reason for holding it here is that the twist should not travel inside the cotton, otherwise the entire cotton would become entangled, and making the thread would become difficult. Then we take this out and hold it perpendicular and to the metal, hold the thread perpendicular to the metal, and roll the thread over that metal. And again, when at the end a small length remains, we roll it linearly over the metal, and then again the process continues. Now suppose we have twisted it a lot. In that case, what will happen is that this will become very tightly attached to this, because a lot of it would have been rolled. So when we pull it, a thicker mass of cotton would get pulled along with it, like this. So the way we can correct it is by the twist direction is in the clockwise direction from the side of the metal. So we need to reverse it, and so that loosens the thread, and then we can stretch it, and it automatically again gets twisted because the rest of the thread is twisted. So that twists it and this thread becomes good. So suppose we roll it much more, then this will become very tightly attached, and strongly pulling it can bring bigger masses of cotton. So the way to improve this is again the same. we need to reverse reverse twist it and slowly pull it, and this twist goes on twisting because the rest of the thread is twisted, and like this we can go on pulling and the twist travels. Now this is not being twisted because the twist has already become lightened because of lot of reverse twisting. So we twist it again and then pull it and then twist it, and the thread is ready. Another important thing to understand over here is that suppose we pull this too much, what will happen? So if we pull this too much, the twist would become too less, and when the twist would become insufficient, the strand will break from here. The strand has broken from a little from between because the twist had reduced at this place itself. So the way to join it is again the same. We go on pulling and we go on twisting, and this is joined. So these two strands were joined, and now we harden it by twisting it. And these are some because of twisting, sometimes some thread gets wound over itself. We need to pull it and straighten it. So this apparatus is again ready to go. Another problem which frequently occurs is that sometimes this thread gets broken from between, a hardened thread. Now the break that I showed was soft break, so it was still wool, it hadn't become thread, so we could pull it and twist it and correct it. But a thread which has become a thread cannot be pulled further if it breaks from here, say from in that case, it is my advice that in initial stages you need not bother about it. You need to join those two threads. You discard this part of the thread and continue. Suppose this thread gets broken from here, you discard this part of the thread and continue spinning from here, because in initial stages it is difficult to connect the thread like that. So this is the entire tutorial, and I will make more tutorials for future learning, but this was a primer. Thank you so much for watching.